What's up, everybody? Jimmy Faluca reporting solo tonight here on June 10th, 2015, following the NXT show featuring Samoa Joe's in-ring debut. And it was a pretty decent show tonight. Not their best show, but it was pretty damn decent. I wanted to bring something up. I was considering calling Frank, but I know Frank has a lot of things going on. I have a lot of things going on myself, but I just felt very compelled to record this and just bring something up that I think gets lost in the shuffle with a lot of people that review wrestling and post on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Something that always gets lost in the shuffle, and I just feel it's something that needs to be brought up, is that we're all fans. At the end of the day, we are all fans, and we all want to enjoy the program. We want to enjoy everything that we see. And what I saw tonight at the very end of NXT and what I felt when the show was over was something that I haven't felt watching Raw in a long time. The feeling of I already can't wait for next week. Because tonight Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens' match was finally set. At the end of the show, after Samoa Joe's victory, Kevin Owens was on commentary. And I gotta say, Kevin Owens was friggin' hysterical on commentary. I love listening to the guy talk. At the end of the show, William Regal came out and basically said, yes, Samoa Joe does not deserve a championship match, but he does deserve a fight. And he's going to get it next week against Samoa Joe. And the first thing I said to myself when NXT went off the air was, I cannot wait for next week. When's the last time that any of us really felt, oh, I can't wait for next Monday because next week's Raw is going to be great? I can't remember the last time I heard anybody say that. I really can't. And that's been my point for a while, and that's why I haven't watched Raw fully in almost 4 weeks, like every single minute of the show. And honestly, I'm less aggravated. I'm less aggravated when I don't watch Raw, because Raw is disappointing to me. Raw is not what it once was. And when I say Raw isn't what it once was, I don't mean the gratuity, the violence, the scantily clad women. I don't mean any of that, because you really don't need that to have a great show. You don't need that to have a great wrestling show, and NXT proves that. What Raw used to have was compelling storylines, intense characters, intense rivalries, matches that were incredible in quality, and week-to-week television that you wanted to watch. You didn't want to see less, you wanted to see more. Granted, NXT's only an hour, but that 1 hour to me is more satisfying than 3 hours of Raw. And honestly, that's one of the things that I think Raw would benefit from, a shorter time span. A way shorter time span. If I had my way, Raw would be back to only 90 minutes. Because what that would accomplish is, the important stuff would only make television, and maybe it would have more meaning, and the filler would get cut out. Because how many useless things happen on Raw? Think about this for a second. Those of you that are watching this, when you get a chance, watch Raw next week, and just take a note. That segment was useless. That segment was important. That segment was very useless. That segment was very important. Just do it. And I know a lot of people don't do that because they don't want to become like me. They don't want to be a critic. They don't want to see things for what they are. They'd rather just enjoy it for what it is. I'm sorry, I grew up. I'm an adult now. I can't enjoy things for what they are. When you're an adult, you cast a critical eye because, your interests change. And, instead of looking at the colorful characters, you're looking at work rate. Well, that match was really good, or that match sucked, or that guy's character is really developing. Or this guy's character is stale as last week's potato chips. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Don't let anyone tell you any different. If you look at NXT and you enjoy it more than Raw, don't let anyone change your mind. Likewise, If you enjoy Raw more than NXT, don't let me change your mind. Continue to enjoy it. I envy you. If you find 100% enjoyment in Monday Night Raw the way I find 100% enjoyment in NXT, more power to you. I envy you. Because I can't sit through 3 hours of Raw anymore. I just can't. On NXT tonight, we had 2 women's matches. And they weren't throwaway matches. They were actually pretty good. Emma and Blue Pants had a pretty good match. And Becky Lynch went out there and faced one of the newer divas. I'm sorry, her name escapes me. And did pretty well. I mean, Becky Lynch is over. She's my favorite NXT diva, and she's pretty damn good. I have to say, I dig her gimmick, and I dig her wrestling style. You know, she's one of the first women I could think of off the top of my head that has thrown multiple suplexes in a match. I mean, the woman's just, I absolutely dig her. I really do. She's awesome. I dig the steampunk attire. I dig her entrance music. I dig Becky Lynch. If you're watching, which you're probably not, I dig you. Colin Cassidy, Enzo Amore. Anytime those guys talk, I'm sitting there and I'm laughing my ass off because I just enjoy listening to them talk. I really do. I enjoy listening to them talk. And the promo, the advertisement for July 4th with Finn Balor. I gotta go off on this. When I look at Finn Balor, I see fucking money. That's what I see. If you look at Finn Balor and you don't see money, you need to get your fucking eyes checked. Because that guy's incredible. He's the one guy from NXT, and there's many guys that I like. I don't think there's a single person on the NXT roster that I don't like. I haven't even jumped on the hate for Baron Corbin. I dig the Big Bad Wolf. I like him. Even Bull Dempsey. Even though what the segment that did with him and William Regal tonight, I really don't care much for. Finally, one thing on NXT that I don't care about. And I've been watching NXT since the first time it was on the network. So that's pretty good. One segment in over a year that I don't care about. I'd say they're doing, compared to the segments that I don't care about on Monday Night Raw, they're doing pretty fucking good. At least with me. But back to Finn Balor, which I can now say he will be added to the Wall of Fame very, very soon. Very soon. Got his autograph, just got to get a good frame for it. And I wanted to have that out because I can tell you guys right now, from Jimmy Mania, if God forbid Daniel Bryan retires, which I'm holding out hope that he doesn't. We miss you, Daniel. Trust me, Raw sucks when he's not around. And it has sucked for a while since he's been gone. But if Daniel Bryan is unable to come back at 100% and he is forced to retire, Finn Balor's my new guy. Finn Balor's my guy. I mean, that man is just... I dig all of his moves. I dig his entrance. I dig his music. I dig the way he talks. He even pulls a fucking suit off. Amazing. And he doesn't even have to be a heel. 9 times out of 10, if a wrestler's wearing a suit, he's a heel. This guy's a full-fledged babyface, and he wears that suit, and he looks like a bad motherfucker. And I dig it the most. And I can't wait for that 4th of July special with his match with Kevin Owens. That is a match I will not miss. I will not miss that match. I will watch. Whatever time it's on the network, my alarm will be set, and I will be watching that match, and I will review it with Frank. Frank and I have already discussed it. We've promised to review it. Probably will be a day or two after, but we will. The whole point of this video that I wanted to come across is that NXT is everything that Monday Night Raw should be. NXT is everything Monday Night Raw should be. And when I say that, I mean this. When you watch professional wrestling, you're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. You're supposed to sit back and smile and enjoy what you see. That's the whole point of wrestling. The whole point of pro wrestling is not to sit back and be angry at everything that you see. I know. It's coming from me, so you're probably like, really, what the fuck is this guy talking about? All he does is complain. It's not the case. Not the case at all. I call bullshit on things that I think are stupid. I don't just sit there like a zombie and absorb everything I'm told and use no cognitive thinking. I'm sorry. I have a brain. Like George Carlin would say, I have this moron thing I do. It's called thinking. And I feel a lot of people just turn their brains off when they watch this stuff because they know that if they don't, they'll do the same thing I do. They'll look at Seth Rollins and say, as WWE champion, he is a joke. As much as I hated having Brock Lesnar as the WWE champion because he was never fucking around, the belt on him was way more valuable than it is on Seth Rollins. As a champion, he sucks. You look at guys getting pushed in NXT and you don't look at them the way I look at Roman Reigns. In the fact that it's clearly obvious they've been trying to use the heat on Dean Ambrose, who I don't even like, but I recognize he's the most over guy in the company. They're trying to take the heat that he has and use it to get Roman Reigns over. When the fact of the matter is, they should look at Dean Ambrose and say, okay, we have this guy who is organically over. The fans care about him. They really like him. They buy his merchandise. Let's fucking push him. I'd like to know what happened to that mindset. Why does it have to be, okay, listen, this guy's over, but we want this guy to be over, so let's sacrifice him to get him over? What the fuck is that? I mean, I just don't understand that. Why do you have to have one specific guy and everyone else be damned? I just don't get that. I don't understand why Seth Rollins, as a heel, yes, I get it. He's been using J&J Secure, using the authority, but at some point, a heel has to have a sense of danger. When I look at Seth Rollins, I don't look at anyone as dangerous. I look at someone that if he's alone, he's a bitch. I mean, what did WWE tell you on Monday Night Raw when he got pinned in a handicap match with J&J Security? What they're telling you is that without the authority, this guy's a nothing. And if the reports that are coming out today are to be true, they're looking to turn Dean Ambrose heel. And I'm telling you now, coming from a guy who personally does not like Dean Ambrose, and the reason I don't like Dean Ambrose is because of the stupid fucking comments he was making back in February when the fans were booing the shit out of Roman Reigns and cheering for Bryan. I'm sorry, but no wrestler has any right to tell you, as a viewer, what you're supposed to like and what you're not supposed to like. That is up to you. That is your right as a fan to cheer and boo whoever the hell you see fit. You owe them no explanation. None. You're the customer. Don't let any of these idiots fool you. Customer's always fucking right. That's the first rule of business. And this whole let the buyer beware crap, that has always been a detriment to business. Always has been, always will be in the long run. But back to the original point. If they turn Dean Ambrose heel, that is a slap in the face to the fans. And the reason it's a slap in the face to the fans is because the majority of them like Dean Ambrose and they want him to succeed. Now, for months people were telling me, oh, you only wanted Bryan to be in the main event because you liked him. No, I wanted him to be in the main event because it was the right fucking thing to do. Unlike most people, I'm not just thinking about myself. Fucking majority of the fans love him. Like right now, majority of the audience, or it seems universal to me, unless my ears and my eyes are deceiving me, Dean Ambrose is the most over guy in the company. So he should be winning the WWE Championship this Sunday. However, that doesn't mean he has to keep it. See, my latest brainstorming project was have Roman Reigns win the briefcase. Hang on. For those of you that can't stand him, just give me a chance. Roman Reigns wins the briefcase. Dean Ambrose defeats Seth Rollins and wins the WWE Championship. Second that match ends, Kane, J&J, whoever the hell the authority wants to send out, kicks the fuck out of Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns' music hits. Comes through the crowd. He's hitting one guy after another with the briefcase. He helps fucking Dean Ambrose out. Dean Ambrose is the new champion. Roman Reigns is the briefcase. The Shield is ruling Money in the Bank. In all of this, Seth Rollins gets tied up in the ropes or something. He is at their mercy. After over a year of Seth Rollins using the authority to get away, he is in their grasp. Dean Ambrose is fucked up. He is exhausted because he just went through a ladder match and then got beat up by 3 or 4 or 5 people. He acknowledges Roman Reigns. Thanks, brother. And when he goes to grab Seth Rollins, he eats a Superman punch and a spear. Now, you tell me that wouldn't be riveting television with Roman Reigns coming up the next night on Raw with the WWE Championship with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. That's how you get people saying, holy shit, I cannot wait to watch Raw. And that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to look forward to watch wrestling, not dread it. All in all, I love NXT. I can't stand Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is a poor excuse for an infomercial, in my opinion, and NXT feels like a professional wrestling show. And that's what I want at the end of the day. I want professional wrestling. I want great storylines. I want great characters, and I want to be satisfied. And lately, the only time I feel satisfied is when I watch NXT. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. Hope you guys enjoy Money in the Bank. Until then, take care, guys.